Alright guys, well today I'm going to go ahead and get started on moving the Victor lathe and getting it up and getting the new risers underneath it that I machined. These guys here. So I've already got it cleaned up, I swept up, tried to get as much chips as I could up off the floor. So first thing I got to do is I'm going to jack the back of the lathe up, and I'm going to set it down on a piece of bar stock. And I'm going to go ahead and push the back end around, and it'll kind of straighten itself up once I do that. I don't know if it'll be completely parallel to the wall, but I want to get it out and give it a little more room behind the lathe. So we'll bring that around. Probably have to do the same thing with the headstock end, is get it up and get it off those pads and put it on a bar. That way it'll slide and it'll twist. And I'll be using James Kilroy's toe jack that he let me borrow, so that'll make it pretty easy, being able to just put that jack under it and pick the thing up. So let's get started. First thing you got to have is a piece of cardboard. I like to call it redneck creeper. A little easier on the knees. Okay. Coming right on up. All right, let's see. A little more. I should have grabbed a longer bar. I think I got a longer one. Let me go get that. Okay, I got a longer bar now. And it's plenty long to swing the back end around. So here's the original feet that came with the machine. You see they're pretty small. Drop her down. Okay. All right. Tail stock end done. Now we gotta move down there. Do the same thing down there. Probably use this bar here. That way it'll twist. The one case where steel on steel is the deal, Tom. All right, move down to the headstock side. Okay, see how it does. Trying to roll on me. Not getting enough leverage on it. I think I'm gonna need my wedge. It's trying to pick it up and fall and roll on that bar down there. I got it all out of whack now. Alright, I put my big steel wedge on that end and bumped it tight up underneath the back end. Hopefully that's going to work there. go. Okay, that'll work. Away from those feet. Problems. Okay. Now we can slide it around. Okay, here we go. And use my big pry bar again. This should move pretty easy now. Looking better. That'll probably give me plenty of room. That wasn't too bad, was it? Getting it up and keeping it from moving is going to be the next tricky part. Okay, I'm just going to figure out if I want to leave it there, if I want to move it around a little bit more, and I'll bring it back. All right, I think I got it where I want it. It looks funny to me because I'm so used to it seeing it at that angle. But I'll get used to it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this bar out. I'm going to put this piece of wood underneath there so that it doesn't try to roll and slide on me when I go to that end and start picking it up. That's my theory anyway. So I'm just going to use my pry bar for this. I think I got enough leverage that I can pick it up and slide this board underneath it with my foot. If I can get it straight. Good deal. All right, I'm going to start getting this back end up, and I'm not getting very good bite because the feet can't get underneath it enough. The machine's too low. I'm going to get it up a little bit, wedge it, and then hopefully get another bite on it. We'll see if that wedge will hold it square. I don't know if it'll sit on that or not. Okay. Pretty good. Okay. I've got my air gun right here. Make sure they don't have no chips right there. Bunch of them over here. Dropped it too fast, of course. All right, that side's not on there yet. Yeah, it's all out of whack. Okay. It's centered up on there anyway. Once I pick up that other end, it'll sit down flat inside there. And that one's in it too. All right, let me get to the other side now. All right, guys, we're on the tailstock end. Let's get it up. Let's try that. All right, I got it down, but the one on the back side isn't touching, so it's pretty good ways. The jacking screws are out of level now. Okay, guys, I've got 4 pads, 2 on each end of the lathe, but just that little bit of moving in the concrete is pretty far out of whack now. It's high on the back side. It's actually kind of tilted this way, you know, a small amount, not enough that you can see it. But you see, I've got my machinist levels out. I've got a 12-inch and an 18-inch, and I'm going to be using those to get it leveled back up. And I've got the 12-inch underneath those 1, 2, 3 blocks that belong to my friend Paul. Give me his box, and I like those, and they're within 2/10 of being the same width there that it's sitting on. And the way that I was always taught, and I'm not an expert machining leveler, but I've done it a few times enough to know, you know, how to get it done. So I like to level off of these 2 surfaces here. So I'll put the blocks there, you know, clean them good and clean the weight off, make sure there's no dust or grit underneath it. And hopefully you can see the bubble there, but we're off quite a ways. So I want to drop the back end. See, I want to drop this corner here down. And then as far as lengthways, we're not too far off. We got a little bit, but we'll get all that out of there. So I'm going to start with this back corner back here and drop it down a little bit. Okay. All right, I went too far. So we got to go up to this end. All right, so trying to get to where you can see the bubble moving. Might have to get you a little closer, but this is where it's a lot easier to do this job when you've got two people. You can get one person down there working the wrench and another person watching the level for you. So you got to move it a little bit and then get up and look at it. Okay, y'all holler at me whenever it gets level. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick this back corner up. I'm just doing, I don't know, it's not quite a quarter turn, it's probably about an eighth turn. Man, that's about perfect right there. Pretty dang close. All right. I'm gonna leave the headstock in alone and see if we can tweak the tailstock in now. I'm gonna go to that tailstock in and lower that down. We can get this side leveled a little better. Okay, as low as I can go. So what we'll have to do is on the headstock end, I've got both of the screws, run up as far as I can to where it's pretty close to the casting of the machine. So I'll have to we'll take both of these, on each side over there, and now we'll have to bring the lathe up a little bit to compensate. You can see I can pick the back of the level up here just a little bit. I mean, just touching it brings it up. Okay, I had to move this cabinet a little bit. I couldn't get my wrench down there. So I'm gonna jack up the headstock bolts, and you see I've already got it at a level this way. So let's see if we can get it level this way closer, and then we'll start working our back and forth. I'm just about where I want it, getting really close. What I've got to do is come back to this corner on the headstock and jack this one up a little more. I've about got it level from end to end. Now it's just getting this way. Wrong way. Okay, that's pretty dang close right there. Man, where's the buddy when I need him? Okay, so that one's looking good. This one is off a slight amount. So what I can do now is I'm going to move this down here to the very back end and make sure that we've got the back end leveled. And I believe what we're going to have to do is pick the tailstock end up just slightly to get the ways level that way now. Okay, I moved down here to the tailstock end, and you can see that it's got a slight twist to it. So I'm going to bring this corner up. I'm just going to bring this one up to level, and that should, hopefully, that's going to correct the level from end to end also pretty close. I'm off one line on the 18-inch level. Okay, so we're maybe a line. Just about there. It's pretty dang close. I'm actually going to drop it just a smidget here. Okay. Now let's see what I did on the other one. It's not bad, guys. Let's see. So the tailstock, it could actually stand to come up just another, I mean, just a touch. But I need to come back to this end with the blocks in the level and make sure that the headstock end is still level here. Okay, the headstock end's moved a little bit. We're about one line off, so I'm going to come to this corner again, and I'm going to lower it slightly. All right, I went a little bit too far. Okay, it's looking pretty good there. These levels should be calibrated pretty close. Yeah, this one's always been really good. Actually could stand to go down just a touch. Okay. And I'm good on this level here. Okay, guys, I'm not going to keep boring you with what I'm doing. Now I'm just down to the really minor fine tweaks that I got to do. I still got to put these other two leveling pads, or the pads, the feet underneath it, and get those bolts down, get them snug, and then sometimes whenever you do that, you throw it off just a little bit. So I'm going to get that done and do the final tweaks, and we'll come back with a final word. Okay, there's the final shot of the new feet, and I believe that I've got the lathe well leveled now. Been working at it for a pretty good while. I've got all the jam nuts tight on the jack and bolts, and they're all snug, and I've checked each end, and the level is good on both ends. So I feel like I've got a nice level lathe now. And so the benefit of all this is now I've got a work height, that's about, I don't know, probably 2.5 inches higher at least. And it's already just coming up here, feeling it. It feels nicer. I'm not going to be, just that little bit keeps me from hunching over that little bit more. So I'm happy with the results, and this is actually something I've been wanting to do for a long time and always just put it off. And always seemed like work came first, which is still important these days, but I'm really trying to make an effort to do some of the things that I would like to do for myself around here. So I might go ahead and get my cleaner out and start doing some wiping down. You can see it's just, it's filthy, it's dirty, and I've never spent the time on it. So we might get to that, I don't know yet. I'm ready to take a break and chill out for a little while. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun for you. Maybe you learned a little something. I don't know. Using the levels and making some feet. Having one of these precision levels like this Sterret, it is an important tool to have if you're gonna own machines. You know, a lathe and a mill and other machines, because you got to make sure they're nice and level. And so if you don't have one of these, be on the lookout and invest in one. You can find them used, and they're not too terribly expensive to buy new if you can't find one used. So a good tool to add to your toolbox. Sterret level. All right, guys. We'll see you later on, okay? I'm going to go ahead and do a little cleanup on the lathe here, on the Victor, and give it a little wipe down, kind of get some of the crud off of it. So there's been a little talk on the videos, some of the other videos, about different cleaners to use. Tom Lipton found some stuff made by Zep called a floor stripper, I think. I didn't go buy any of that and try it because I've already got plenty of chemicals to use. I've actually got some Zep cleaner that I got for free from work, some purple cleaner. But I got this stuff here is what I use, and it always works fantastic. Made by well, it's marketed as Castrol. It's called Castrol Clean 3625, I believe. And all I do is just get a bucket, fill it about halfway up with water, and just pour some in there. Probably about 2 cups worth at least anyway, and it does a good job. I just started right here. You can see where I've wiped it, and I'm just going to show you. I mean, I haven't soaked anything, and I'll just show you how it works. There's a rag right here. I just started wiping with it. Makes that stuff come right off, man. I prefer this method more than using a spray bottle and spraying it, because I seem to get a better result by dunking this rag in the cleaner, you know, and wringing it out and keeping the what I'm trying to clean, keeping it wet more than you get by just spraying a little bit on there. And I'm not saying that doesn't work. You know, work whatever's best for you. I'm just, this stuff I've had for about 10 years, and I've still got a half a bucket of it. So I'm gonna keep using this Castrol Clean, and it does a good job. So yeah, you can finally start seeing some paint on this thing, huh? You can see 3 different paint jobs here. It was originally, I think it was originally blue, and then Dad painted it green, and then he had it painted this cream color, whatever. But I hate painting, so I ain't gonna spend the time painting it. I'm just gonna clean it off. So anyway, I'm gonna keep working at this. Maybe I'll show you how the machine looks after I get some of it done. Well, there's a peek at the Victor after giving it a light wash down. It looks a lot better, a little bit brighter, and it's mostly clean. I have not got the inside of the bed yet, or down in the chip pan. It's getting late. It's Sunday evening, and I'm just tired, and I'm ready to call it quits for the day. But I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned out also and wipe it out. and just kind of start with a nice fresh machine again. So it's not perfect, but it's a whole lot better than it was. So that's how I've been spending my Sunday. It was all about the Victor today. Got it moved, raised, leveled, and cleaned. I'm gonna have to go around that other side. Dang. K&T milling machine in the way.